Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So today we're diving into something genuinely special. We're getting a real, first-hand look into the ecosystem of supported independent living. And we're seeing it through the eyes of someone who just absolutely embraces life. Think about it. What does true independence actually look like when it's built on this foundation of community and care? Well, we're going to explore exactly how a really delicate balance of professional support, community ties, and personal boundaries creates this amazingly fulfilling routine. Let's get right into it.
We meet our guy right after he's finished up cleaning and tidying his flat with his support staff, and they've just headed out for the day. He's standing there wearing his SpongeBob shirt for the morning, and he tells us, quote, "I love color, I'm a very colorful man." Honestly, it is just the perfect introduction. It tells you exactly who we're talking about today, someone with this bright, infectious energy, and just a real, genuine appreciation for the colorful side of life.
Okay, let's dive into this schedule of his. It's basically split down the middle. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, he's got support staff coming in for a few hours. These are the structured days, right? The days with built-in companionship. But then you look at Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. No scheduled support. And he's really open about how these quiet, empty days can kind of lead to overthinking. The isolation definitely creeps in. He'll actually text his support staff when he's on his own, but, often they can't answer right away because they're busy helping other people.
Which really brings us to the absolute baseline of his whole world, the support staff. They aren't just some added perk, they are literally the foundation making his independent living possible. They are the front line against that loneliness we just mentioned. He says straight up, he thinks he'd go downhill without them. It is just a super powerful reminder, honestly, of how absolutely crucial this care infrastructure is for keeping a healthy, positive state of mind.
Now, human support isn't his only company in the flat. 17. Yep, that is the age of his lovely cat, Haley Goggins. She lives with him, and she is just fantastic, constant company. Though, like any good roommate, she's definitely got her demands. Haley is basically a very loud, furry morning alarm clock. She wakes him up every single morning with this huge meow because, well, she wants her breakfast. It's a really sweet, grounding presence, even if he does still wish for a bit more human support during those lonely stretches.
And speaking of that human support, his agency handles this brilliantly. This is exactly what empathetic social care looks like. If they need to bring in a different support worker, they don't just send a stranger to his door. No way. Step 1, they actually have the new person shadow an established worker first. Step 2, this gives them a real chance to get to know them, totally pressure-free. And then, only after that, step 3, the new worker begins providing support directly. It's just a fantastic, careful system.
But living independently with support, it's kind of a balancing act between professional and personal boundaries. Take his support staff, he'll send them pictures of what he's up to, but they remind him they'll only reply when they can. And there are strict rules, like they absolutely cannot be friends on Facebook. Then on the flip side, you have his family. He actually texts his mom so much that she had to gently tell him, "Hey, you can only call me once a day." He also sees a lot of his extended family. His dad hasn't been too well, but is doing okay now. And he spends quite a bit of time with his brother, sister-in-law, nephew, and niece.
So what exactly does he do on those empty Mondays and Tuesdays we talked about? Well, he doesn't just sit around waiting for the support days to come back. He takes action. He actively fights off that loneliness by getting out there and keeping himself incredibly busy.
On those days without support, he is super involved in his community. He volunteers over at the British Heart Foundation shop, and he also has paid work at the co-op for 2 hours a week. There, he's collecting trolleys, helping out the staff, assisting customers, the whole shebang. And he brings that same colorful personality right into the store. He actually makes it a point to compliment people on what they're wearing. Because he's so positive and outgoing, he just gets on incredibly well with all his colleagues. But it's not just retail and volunteering. He also does some serious advocacy work. He works for Insight, specifically as part of their peer-led team. He's actually on a rota to be on duty looking after their online meetings. His job is to make sure everyone in the meeting is doing okay. As he describes it, this is a really responsible job. It requires a ton of empathy and strict adherence to a safety protocol.
Let's look at the exact flow of this protocol because it's super logical. Step 1, he carefully monitors the online meeting. Step 2, if he notices that someone is upset, it is his direct responsibility to inform the meeting host. And then step 3, the host takes over and phones a staff member from the on-call rota to get that person professional help. It's an amazing system, right? It really shows how much trust and responsibility is placed on his shoulders to ensure everyone's well-being.
Okay, let's bring the energy up a bit and talk about his creative side. 124. That is the exact number of followers he has right now on his very own YouTube channel. Yeah, he's a content creator. He uses the platform to upload original songs that he's written himself. It is just the perfect outlet for that vibrant, colorful energy we talked about at the very beginning of the explainer.
And his creativity doesn't just stop at YouTube. I mean, he truly is a self-described social butterfly. Just look at this schedule. He heads to the writer's circle at the library for poetry. He's got an art class on Fridays. Friday morning, that's for drumming. Saturday, dance class. Plus, he's part of the Convey Connect self-advocacy group, which meets online on Mondays and even does face-to-face meetups every so often. He just loves to be out and about, packing his week with this incredible variety of stuff.
Now, to actually make all this socializing happen, he's got a couple of awesome resources. First up, a bus pass. And the best part is, his support staff can actually travel for free on the bus with him using it, which makes getting out so much easier. On top of that, he has a fab gig buddy named Mark. They've done a ton of stuff together already, and they're actually planning an afternoon out to the Ironworks in Shropshire next week. Programs like Gig Buddies are just absolute game changers for building genuine, active friendships.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I kind of want to turn it back to you. We've just looked at this beautifully balanced life, right? One that tackles those quiet, lonely moments head-on by engaging with support workers, a 17-year-old cat, paid work, volunteering, YouTube, arts, advocacy, literally the whole spectrum. So I'll leave you with this. Who makes up your support system? And how do you proactively fill the quiet moments in your own week? Think about how you build your own ecosystem of independence. Thanks so much for diving into this incredibly colorful life with me.